What's up fellas, I'm Talontrod back with another Splatoon 1 speedrunning video. Today, I'll be talking about Masaya skip and a few different variations you can try out in your runs. But first, a little history. Masaya skip was discovered by Masaya just a few days after they found Fuyo skip. The skip is done in level 12, using this metal rim to jump up to a rail up top, letting you skip the bottom section where you would usually go grab a key in this corner and use it to make it to the top area instead. Let's start off with the original setup, now known as V1. V1 works by lining up with this corner in the metal rim, and timing a jump just as you go over it to gain a large amount of height and speed. You can then jump off the metal pole here to make it up to the rail up top. The only time you see anyone use this setup these days is in the Squid Amiibo category, where the Kraken special makes this larger jump super easy. Without the Kraken, this setup is extremely inconsistent, and something new was needed. That's where V2 comes in. This setup was found by Moonfish and solves many of V1's issues. The setup involves only breaking the front two boxes on the grate, taking out both of the twinicles, then lining up to this much closer corner on the metal rim and timing a jump off of it. Then you could turn back in towards the metal pole, then time a squid on squid to jump off of it and back onto the box, and this lets you hop up to the rail on the top and lets you skip the section. Some things to note here. I find it useful to keep your camera pointed towards the ground slightly, so you can see yourself line up with this corner easier. You can also tell when a jump is going to have enough height because your squid gets a slightly different animation when you actually do the jump correctly. Even with these tips, I don't think anyone should be going for this setup, the trick, until they have at least a 50-minute time at any percent. This setup is very hard to master without good awareness of how the movement in this game works. But there's one more setup that can help runners with a 51 or a 52-minute time. V3 is a new setup discovered by Fuyuniko and made more consistent by Hydrus. This setup skips the need to gain a bunch of speed to make it up, which was a main problem with the first two setups. It works by jumping to this metal rim and nudging yourself forward until your squid is as high up as possible. If you go over the edge slightly, this won't work and you'll have to reposition. Once you are in the correct spot, jump forward, and once you're right next to the metal pole, lightly mash X and hold back and left. This will let you get back up to these boxes and let you skip the section. This setup also works great with the Boy and Squid Amiibo, and is really the only good setup for Boy Amiibo due to the roller hitbox easily pushing you off the top rail. If you plan on running Amiibo categories, I'd recommend using V3 for Boy Amiibo and V1 or V3 for Squid Amiibo. V3 is far easier to learn than the first two variations, and makes the trick viable for non-world record contenders. I'd recommend not worrying about this trick until you have a time around 52 minutes, as it's still very hard and only saves 12 seconds. That's all from me today. If you have questions about this trick, leave a comment down below or ask in the Splatoon speedrunning Discord. Thanks for watching, and have a good one.